Bastila, I was wondering something. How did those Vulkars manage to capture a famous Jedi like you? Were you knocked out when your escape pod crashed?
No, I was conscious. But my force powers were exhausted from using my battle meditation in the battle for the Ender Spire. Without my help, you might have never gotten off the ship alive.
Fair enough, but I've seen you Jedi in action. There's no way those thugs could have stood a chance against your lightsaber.
My lightsaber was misplaced. I couldn't find it after the crash. I looked everywhere in that pod. The Vulkars came and overwhelmed me even as I was searching for my weapon.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You lost your lightsaber? Well, I mean, isn't that a violation of some kind of Jedi code or something?
This is no laughing matter. During the crash, my lightsaber must have fallen from my belt and rolled under my seat. The Vulkars probably found it there when they searched the wreckage.
Hey, don't get mad. I'm sorry. It's just funny to think of a legendary Jedi losing her lightsaber. Take my advice. This is one detail you might want to keep out of the history texts.
I hardly consider myself a legend, Carth, though I will consider your advice when I relate these events to the Jedi Council. There is no need for them to know every detail of what transpired.
Bastila, did you ever think about joining all the Jedi who were running off to follow Revan and Malak when they went to fight the Mandalorians?
That was nearly 5 years ago. I was still an apprentice. My battle meditation hadn't even manifested itself. Yet even then I had the wisdom to obey the will of the Council. Unlike Revan.
I guess. Still, do you ever wonder if things could have been different? I mean, would Revan and Malak still have been corrupted if the Council had supported them instead of dragging its feet?
Do not blame Revan's corruption on the Council. Your Republic saw only the threat of the Mandalorians, but the wisdom of the Masters saw beyond the immediate threat. There was something lurking out there, something that devoured Revan and Malak, and many other Jedi. Had the Council sent us all into the unknown, how many more would have fallen?
So you're saying we should have done nothing? Just let the Mandalorians conquer us unopposed? I mean, the Republic was under attack, and the Order abandoned us.
We did not abandon you, but the Council were not about to throw lives away foolishly. In time we would have aided you against the Mandalorians, but you couldn't wait. Revan and Malak offered a quicker answer, and the Republic chose to walk the easy path rather than the path of wisdom. Now we see the results all around us. You asked me if I think things could have been different. I know they could have. If Revan had only listened to the Council, millions of innocent people would still be alive.
Yeah, right. And every single one of them would have been speaking Mandalorian. I think we're done here. Let's just get back to the task at hand.
So, Bastila, I heard a rumor that the Vulkars captured you without much of a struggle. It must be embarrassing to be bested by a handful of street thugs.
There were extenuating circumstances, and I can assure you, it took far more than a handful of Vulkars to subdue me.
Whatever you say. All I know is that if we had more Jedi like Bastila fighting against us in the Mandalorian Wars, my side might not have lost.
Bold talk from a broken-down mercenary who is serving at Davik's heel. I'd call you his pet cat-hound, but they have enough loyalty not to turn on their masters.
Insults? Maybe if your master had trained your lightsaber to be as quick as your tongue, you could have escaped those Vulkars, you spoiled little Jedi princess.
I was not spoiled. I was given the same training as everyone else in the Order. You are nothing but... No, I must not do this. There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's the problem with you Jedi. Always chanting about peace and control. Never up for a good fight. Well, except for Revan, I guess.
Enough, Mandalorian. I won't rise to your bait anymore. The game is over. Let us continue on with what we were doing.
He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
There's no need for you to make fun of her. She's obviously desperate.
I'll say.
Carth, enough.
Is that an impersonation of Bastila? If it is, it's a good one.
Carth, I'm standing right here.
And? What's your point?
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including razing the entire Sandral estate.
You would be willing to risk open war over this?
It is the Sandrals who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
I don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Carth. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
Jedi are renowned for their fairness in pursuit of justice. There is nothing to fear from us, unless you have something to hide.
That's quite a line. You actually believe that? Don't you think someone is allowed to value privacy?
Privacy is all well and good, but justice must be valued higher. Is it not obvious to you that this man hides something?
Actually, it is. All I'm saying is that not everyone welcomes the sight of a Jedi with open arms. Better get used to it. I've seen an evasion or two in my time, enough to know when I hear it.
My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly. You must understand that Father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassus.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at here, do you? That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council must be allowed to decide the next step.
No. Since Cassus went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassus.
Humane, you call it? Beneficial? Sounds like a bunch of excuses if you ask me.
It's not our place to judge, Carth. As he said, it would change nothing anyway.
Are you saying you approve of this?
Of course not. I would gladly end it had I the power. However, we are here for other reasons, if you will recall. Are you sure this is wise? To support a slaver feels wrong.
Are you going to second-guess everyone?
Of course not. Only the idiots around me.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our whim. What do you think of that,
Be careful. You don't want to provoke them, do you?
You don't think they're a little pre-provoked to begin with?
Don't be stupid. We needn't make matters worse.
Those are very brave words for such an insignificant person. Do you not realize how many Sith are here in Dresde?
Is this a raffle? How many guesses do we get?
Are you mad? Don't provoke them.
I trust you will be responsible for ensuring your slaves are not disruptive, then.
No more disruptive than our master will be.
What was that?
Ignore him, sir. He is mentally deficient, and he drools.
Hey.
Oh, it's a test, all right. It's a test to see if they're actually fool enough to die. If they don't, however, I certainly wouldn't admit them just for that accomplishment.
Disgusting and barbaric. That these men chose to do this willingly astounds me to no end.
Well, you should know better than anyone what some people will do for power, Bastila.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Well, just that the dark side is quite tempting. Or so you always say. What did you think I meant?
Never mind what I thought. Just be quiet. What? Sith don't cooperate on things like this.
Quiet already.
Don't you shush me, Carth Onasi.
Keep it up, and I'll gag you. Are you forgetting where we are? Now be quiet. I'm uncomfortable with spying on the Republic. But if we could assure the Selkath that they mean no harm, then perhaps it might be worth it.
And what if the Republic does mean harm, Carth? Will you tell them?
If the Republic did mean harm to the Selkath, then I want to know what the Selkath did to provoke it.
How very noble of you.
Hey, I thought you Selkath judges were supposed to follow the law. You can't already have decided that Sunri is guilty.
If you had listened, Carth, you would know that that is the law. Sunri is guilty until proven innocent.
Well, that's a stupid law for any civilized world to have.
Angering the judge won't get us a more impartial decision, Carth.
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of colto in danger. No, I won't. Now look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess.
Sunri, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions?
You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here.
I hate to say it, but he has a point. The Republic needs that colto.
And you would propose what? Letting a murderer free on the chance it will help the Republic?
If need be. We're talking about a Sith, remember? I don't approve of what he did any more than you.
But you're willing to overlook it. Are the principles that the Republic stands on so very weak, Carth?
The Republic's principles aren't worth a hill of beans if it falls, Bastila. I'll do whatever I can to save it.
Helping people is all well and good, but you have to help yourself first, right? I'm telling you, Davik will pay big credits for the cure, more than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the wealthiest patrons could acquire the cure. That's hardly fair.
If you haven't noticed, not much about this place is fair.
That doesn't mean we have to actively work to make it worse, Carth.
We're not in a position to be much more than just realists, are we?
I'm a Jedi. I will always try to help if I can. You don't intend to work as a bounty hunter, do you? What need could you possibly have for so many credits?
It couldn't hurt, could it? Enough credits could help grease a lot of wheels.
Getting paid to murder others is hardly justifiable. It's a path that could easily lead to the dark side.
Well, it's my experience that the targets of these bounties are usually criminals themselves. So don't get all in a twist over it.
I'll get in a twist if I think it's called for, Carth. I simply suggest we should use caution if we intend to participate in this business. So these Jawas are scavengers who were enslaved by the Sand People. I think I am beginning to understand his plight.
I wonder just how long ago the little fellow's talking here.
It could be that this Jawa knows things about this planet's history that the Republic has no inkling of. It does seem convenient, but we've no reason to disbelieve this creature.
Well, you're joking, right? I mean, just because he's small doesn't mean he's any more trustworthy than a Gamorrean, Bastila. Don't be naive.
I am not naive, Carth. I simply sense no deceit here.
Well, you might have pointed that out in the first place. Jedi sense I trust. Wishful thinking I don't.
It's not that hard to understand if you listen. It's just odd.
Hence the unclear part. Or did you miss that?
Your sarcasm is not appreciated, Carth.
These Jawas sure aren't the trusting type, are they?
No doubt with good reason.
Well, for once I'll agree with you.
Jolie, may I have a moment? There's something I wish to speak to you about.
Yep, I figured it was only a matter of time until we had the whole come back to the order discussion. Well, I guess there's no avoiding it now, so let's get it over with.
I know you have issues with the Order, but you are a Jedi, Jolie. You command the Force. Without the guidance of the Council, how can you avoid falling to the dark side?
Well, I've managed to avoid it the last 20 years or so. Besides, light side, dark side, they don't mean the same to me as they do to you. I don't see in absolutes. I want to stop Malak as much as anyone. But I don't have to join the Order to do it. Look at Carth or Canderous. They're with us in this quest, but they aren't Jedi. The capacity for good or evil, like the Force itself, is in all living creatures. And belonging to the Jedi Order, or the Sith, or any group, won't change what you are at your core.
I see you are quite adamant. No doubt you've had ample time to think on this during your long seclusion. I guess it was foolish of me to think I could sway your position so easily.
Yeah, I'm old and stubborn. But I appreciate the effort. But from now on, you can just think of me as any other non-Jedi in our little group, with a lightsaber and Force powers.
That is murder, and this young person is not even a Sith.
If a Sith told you to go jump off a cliff, would you?
That's beside the point.
Hey, Bastila, you ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt to the Force to trip up some jerk who's ticking you off?
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Aw, come on. There's gotta be times when you've thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just 'cause you're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
Carth, you fought in the Mandalorian Wars, didn't you? We may have faced each other in combat. What battles were you in?
I try not to think about my past battles too much. The horrors of war are something I'd rather not relive.
The horrors of war? My people know only the glory of battle. I'm disappointed in you, Carth. I thought a warrior like you would understand.
I'm not a warrior. I'm a soldier. There's a difference. Warriors attack and conquer. They prey on the weak. Soldiers defend and protect the innocent. Mostly from warriors.
Nice speech. I bet you tell yourself that every night so you can sleep. but I accept who and what I am. I don't have to justify it with words. Victory in battle is my justification.
Justification through victory. So what happens when you lose? You know, like you did against us.
You had us outnumbered 5-1. You had more ships, more troops, more supplies, and the Jedi on your side. And we still made the Republic tremble before we fell.
Nice speech. I bet you tell yourself that every night so you can sleep. Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore, Canderous. The war is over. You lost.
Those are very brave words for such an insignificant person. Do you not realize how many Sith are here in Dresde?
12. No, wait, 13.
Nice one, old man.
Thank you. It takes effort to be properly irreverent at my age.
Ah, I trust you will be responsible for ensuring your slaves are not disruptive, then.
Suddenly I'm a convincing slave, am I? Maybe you should have left me on the ship.
I always think we should leave you on the ship, old man.
Don't get smart-mouthed with me, young man. You're not too old to put over my knee.
Oh, it's a test, all right. It's a test to see if they're actually fool enough to die. If they don't, however, I certainly wouldn't admit them just for that accomplishment.
Why not just shoot them where they stand? It would at least be more direct.
That's what I would do.
Of course that's what you would do. Now, where are you going with this, I wonder?
Shut up, old man. And don't spoil anything, or I'll twist that scrawny neck of yours.
It was just an idle question. Don't get so testy, damn it.
All my companions are dead. The Selkath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong, somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something.
They looked wrong. This whole place smells wrong. Like an Aurelian Ergoth egg gone bad in the hamper.
Doesn't smell so bad to me, old man.
Must be those reliable and finely tuned senses of yours, mercenary.
Please, no! Take it then. But you may as well have just killed me. You've trapped us here with nothing.
My. You should be proud of yourself outwitting her like that.
Back off, old man. I thought you were the non-involved type, remember?
I bet you just can't understand why they wouldn't trust someone who's only in it for the money.
Money's honest, old man. More honest than a conniving Jedi.
You know, for a brute, you say the sweetest things.
Those Mandalorian raiders have been milking the outlying farms dry, too. I hear John got hit really bad. Too bad about his daughter.
He should have been protecting her better if he wanted to keep her.
Don't be so heartless, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian beast. Some of us don't like fighting and killing and butchering as much as you.
I had had my suspicions for several weeks, but had no proof until 2 days ago. It seems Calder was seeing my wife. Right under my nose, no less.
Well, if you can't keep her, it's your own fault.
She may have had her reasons, Mandalorian.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
This guy isn't telling us something. He might even be lying. I don't trust him.
For once, I will have to agree with the Mandalorian.
Maybe we should have brought the Wookiee out. This place looks untamed.
Are you afraid of the wild, Mandalore? Are you a coward?
Mandalorians are not cowards. We're just practical.
So, Jolie, you decided to leave your little hermitage in the forest and come help us stop the Sith. I guess you realized this was worth coming out of retirement for, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Sonny. The Sith are the greatest evil to hit the galaxy since, well, the Mandalorians. And they're the worst thing since Exar Kun, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc.
Okay, old man, you lost me there. You trying to make a point?
Look, everybody always figures the time they live in is the most epic, most important age to end all ages. But tyrants and heroes rise and fall, and historians sort out the pieces. Malak is a tyrant who should be stopped. If he conquers the galaxy, we're in for a couple of rough centuries. Eventually it'll come around again. But I'd rather not wait that long. So we do what we have to do, and we try to stop the Sith. But don't start thinking this war, your war, is more important than any other war just because you're in it.
That's an interesting theory, but I don't buy it. The Republic stands for something. It stood for something for 15,000 years, and if it falls, everything will change forever.
You believe whatever you need to get through this, Sonny. The bottom line is we both want to stop Malak. So let's not get hung up on the details. Let's just get back to stopping him. Well, I'm an old man, and I know you should take love when you can find it. Good for you two, I say.
Answer. I have no idea what they speak of, droid. Organic meatbags are an eternal mystery to me.
Hey, Big Z, we gotta do something about your breath. I didn't want to say anything, but it's bad. Worse than usual, which is hard to believe. In fact, now that I think about it, your breath has been pretty rancid ever since we rescued you from those Gamorrean slavers. What'd they feed you, buddy? Oh, Zalbar, that's terrible. I know how grouchy you get if you don't get your 8 square meals a day. I'm amazed you didn't pass out from hunger. Ew! No wonder your breath is so bad, Big Z. Gamorreans smell like bantha poodoo. We'll have to pick you up a toothbrush to clean that stench out of your choppers. Okay, relax. No toothbrush. Sheesh. Just try and eat something else to cover up that smell, okay? Stay away from anything that's smart enough to lock you in a cage this time. Hey, Big Z, don't take this the wrong way, but lately I've noticed you're starting to look a little bit scruffy. No, I'm not suggesting a bath. I know how well that went over last time. But your hair's getting all tangled, and if you look close, you can see a few gray strands starting to poke through. Don't worry, Big Z. It's nothing I can't fix. A little trim, a splash of coloring, and you'll be as good as new. Best-looking Wookiee on the planet. Maybe a nice suit. I know, Wookiees aren't into the whole clothing thing, but you could start a whole new trend. You'd be on the cutting edge. Okay, sheesh. Try to offer some constructive criticism, and this is the thanks I get? Let's move on. You can just stay naked and scruffy for all I care.